Good day, everybody. Today's a big day for us. We're going to get to talk to Leighton Morrison, guy who taught me how to pretty much build this in the horizontal soil system. Today at 5 o'clock on It's All About the Biology tour on YouTube here. And I'm super excited to get to talk to the guy who taught me how to build this. I've never talked to him before. I've just been listening to him on podcasts for years and years, and I finally got invited on to his podcast the other day, and super excited to talk to him. Plants are really starting to tap in past these pots, so there is no bottom in the pots. We just push them down into the new soil. Get some new stuff growing all up in it. So we had some spider mite, looked like spider mite damage on some of the plants. Those little white spots there. Look like spider mites to me. It's funny how I got rid of those big giant flies and I got spider mites. And the reason I think that is because the flies, look, here's one right there, cleaning my leaf for me. So the flies are actually going around, and I'm assuming eating some of the spider mites. And the big flies that I got rid of, I still have one or two in here, but I was just going around shooting them with the salt gun. But when I did that, the spider mites were able to take a hold and start tearing up my plants. So we've ordered some beneficial mites that come in and eat the spider mite. They're predators to the spider mite, and they should be here Wednesday to help eradicate the spider mite, help the flies out, and that should take care of our problem. All this little bit of spider mite down, it's not a big deal. You can see the plants will grow right out of that. Eventually we'll remove these leaves and you'll never know we had spider mites. So it's not the end of the world if you get spider mites. I noticed them on these plants, so what I did was I had one of those over here in the middle. Remember that one that was sticking straight up, was growing up? That had spider mites. And the reason I believe it had spider mites is because, well, it was unhealthy at one, but also spider mites just like different types of plants, but it was also taller than a lot of the rest. And I believe that those spider mites are getting up off the ground to where they're not as much of a threat, of getting eaten down on the ground. So what I did was just chop it up. I got most of that plant out. I chopped the rest of it up and threw it down on the ground. This way the beneficials in the soil will come around and take care of those spider mites. And the reason they call them spider mites is because they create these little webs. Eventually you'll start seeing web on the leaf, and eventually, if you let them go long enough, they'll encapsulate the whole plant in a web and basically suffocate it off and just kill the plant. Of course, we're not going to let it get that far. There's the other autoflower. That's the one that has not started to flower. We'll definitely they'll be tapping into this soil just like these over here. Once they tap into once those roots get deep down into that soil and tap into those nutrients, they'll grow like crazy. I mean, it'll take them, a week. It's been, I think we're day like 8 or 9 right now, so we'll give them till day like 21, and they will be We will definitely see them on video, that's for sure. Like right now, I have to kind of get down here to where you can see them because everything else is so tall. But in 10 more days, they will be, whoop, and that's all you'll see. So yeah, I'm super excited to talk to Leighton today. It's going to be very interesting to see how he reacts to this. I'm sure he's already seen it on Instagram, but to be able to actually talk to him and explain how all this works and how it took me a pretty long time to figure it out, how to get that water to regulate and to actually do what I want it to do. And it was because of his knowledge and him relaying the knowledge that he has to me and other people that I was able to figure this out. And yeah, it's so far so good. I think it will work. I can regulate the water exactly how I want. You can actually see this used to be all moss, and it's just been completely destroyed by like millipedes and centipedes and worms. And this, you can see it just leaches down into here. So that is wicking water. It stays wet all the time. You can get up underneath this rock here and it just stays wet. That wicks all the way up into here. The soil then wicks that water all the way up to the edge. We have the same system underneath all this as well. So underneath all this, there's sand, silt, and clay, where all that water sits. There's an example of it right over here. So you can see that's sand, silt, and clay. That's all of this, and this is wet right now. You can actually see water. See the water? Now, when the plants are big, like when I got huge cannabis plants in here, there is no water down here. Like they suck it all up. The reason I have water down here right now is because I don't have that root system sucking all that moisture up, all that water up that's being wicked into the soil. But the excess goes into this reservoir. So the whole bottom of this sandbox basically is that 4-inch layer of sand, silt, and clay. And then this is our trap hole. So you can see water down there now, starting to seep in a little bit. That's completely normal. I expect it. Whereas before, like when I was first getting going, this thing was filling up with water. I mean, because it was wicking way too much. So I removed a lot of it from the edges. So where I don't have this sand, silt, and clay up around the edges of the creek, it doesn't wick. But where this moss sits on top of this sand, silt, and clay, it just wicks the hell out of water. It wicks it right up over the wall and right into the beds where the plants can access it. Eventually all these plants here, see how big this thing's getting. All these roots will tap into the creek, tap into the soil, and get both soil biology and aquatic biology. And this is over time going to give me hopefully the diversity that I'm looking for, that these plants are looking for, and it also gives me consistency in water. So I'm not having drybacks, I'm not overwatering, I'm not underwatering. It's constant all the time. Plants have access to it all the time. They can take what they want anytime they want, because the plant is smarter than me and you, believe me. It is extremely intelligent, and it will pick and choose what it wants, when it wants, if it has access to it. So it's only going to take, like if in this 4x4 over here, you can pack it full of amendments and crab meal, bone meal, fish meal, I mean, you name it, all the meals, all that stuff, all the amendments you can pack into that bag right there, and you'll get a great harvest. All those plants are going to draw up all those minerals into the plant, and then you're going to have to re-amend, and you're going to have to keep amending and keep amending. This over here, that is not what I'm doing. I'm not going to keep amending. We are going to amend compost, and we're going to be doing natural farming techniques like FAA, JLS, JMS, Jadam liquid fertilizer, all the Jadam, Korean natural farming, and some of my own little things, my own little tweaks, and rabbit poo in my IMO 3 and 4 and 5, and my soil, my IMO that I get from out here in my property. All that stuff is going to come into this and feed and basically eat. The biology is going to eat the sand, the silt, the clay that's in the bed. That has the nutrient, that has all the calcium, that has all the NPK you'll ever need in the sand, the silt, and the clay. All we got to do is get that biology, which the biology is already there because I brought it in with it already in there. All I did was clean it by basically spreading that sand, silt, and clay out onto my asphalt driveway and letting the sun cook it out for a couple of months. It changed the color of it. The color went from a dark, almost blackish, stinky, swampy smell to a clean sand, like almost beach-like color. Didn't stink. Still had the organic matter in it, but it was clean. And the nose, you know what I mean? So it smelled good, it looked good, it felt good. I put it in here, and the plants just love it. Once the biology taps into that stuff, which it already is because I brought it up, so that hopefully the good biology is still there and will build itself back up. And the plants tap into it, so the plants get to go through the layer of sand, silt, and clay on top. They go into the soil, then they go back into more sand, silt, clay, organic matter, and then all the way down into the bottom where the reservoir is, which is pea gravel, sand, silt, and clay. Those roots, that sand, silt, and clay separates the soil from the reservoir, so that soil won't go down into the bottom and go anaerobic. The sand, silt, and clay is already meant to be wet, so it can stay wet, and the biology there is good. The plant can tap into that. It's off to the races. And I know you see there's a little bit of soil right there. That's because it fell from this crack here. This is what it really looks like underneath there. It's just sand, silt, clay, organic matter, and pea gravel. And then on top of that layer is clay, red clay, and then on top of that layer is more sand, silt, and clay, like that. And then on up there's another layer of clay, and then more sand, silt, and clay, and then the soil, and then another layer of sand, silt, and clay, and then the mulch, and then the hay, or the Timothy hay. That's how it works. Everything's in layers. Boom, 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 all the way down to the water table. So the soil can't get down to the water table, but the roots can. And that's what separates So I hope that explains a little bit, but y'all can tune in to It's All About the Biology tour on YouTube this afternoon at 5 o'clock, and I'll be talking to Leighton. Super excited, and we'll see you then.